So, okay, the question is, do you think, does this really help people, or what?
Does this like non-duality really help people? No, I would say that non-duality doesn't help people. No. Like, because, I mean, like, if we go from the non-dual perspective, like, there is a calling that happens in this. Like, there is, and to me, it bypasses the person. If you want to improve the person physiology or psychology, then that's totally possible. Even though it's an illusion that there is somebody there that can do it, it feels like there's somebody there that can do it. And there are loads of techniques that can be done that can help the person and help improve the person. But we don't know how this happens. We don't know why non-duality happens. All I know on the apparent timeline of things is that there was a listening to this, and there was something that was coming forward. There was something that was emerging here, and so there was a continuous listening to it. There was also psychological work that transpired as well simultaneously, and then at one point there was a shift that happened, and we just don't know. We can't really say why that shift happened. And when you come after the shift happened, it's like the story is that all there is what is. That's the way it gets interpreted into the human, or like that's what it feels like, and that's what it feels like love is. So then the impulse of the teacher is to speak from that place and speak through that heart and speak from that love. And so that's what comes out. But I think you're correct. It doesn't help the person. In fact, I've seen a lot of people that get into non-duality that get really screwed up because they identify the personhood with non-duality. And I try to point this out, and I try to explain this to people, but people will only hear what they're going to hear because that's their particular conditioning and physiology and psychology. If you want to improve the personhood, and more than likely improving the personhood is going to relax something down, so the shift is more than likely, there's more chances of it happening, even though that's all conceptual. So, and if you want to do that, then there's loads of ways in which to settle down the person. One way is putting the awareness, so putting the personal awareness in itself. So you put the attention into the attention. And what the person tells and narrates to itself is putting itself in the big consciousness. But you can't put yourself in the big consciousness because that's separation. But what you can do is you can focus the mind. And this can be really helpful. It can also be unhelpful for certain mind types. Like if you've got very rapid thinking, OCD thinking, that can send the person a bit crazy. There can also be the questioning of who you are. This also can be really psychologically helpful. There can also be emotional release and trauma release. And on my website, there's like links to different therapies and yoga practices, pranayama breathing, different Buddhist trainings. Wim Hof is like the breathing and the exercises. All of these can help the person. But non-duality, it doesn't really help the person. It's more like a song of this moment that wants to be expressed once it's seen. And it's unknowable what that's going to do. We haven't worked it out. We don't understand if it's in the brain. We don't even really understand if there is an inside of the body. And if we're just making that up and it's part of the dream. We just don't know anything. Like you come to this realization, you really realize how unknowable all of this is. But what your heart wants to sing is back to the beauty of this moment. And there must be something good happening there because it's love.
Thank you.
But yeah, maybe one day the AIs will work a way out to do an injection into the brain, and then that expansion will just happen. We just don't know. It's just unknowable. But from my perspective, it was the most beautiful thing, when I was in my early 20s and late teens, when I began to hear non-duality. It was like something that I knew that was on the tip of my tongue, and it came through teachers expressing it in this like radical form. I just knew what they were talking about. And the more they spoke about it, like something came forward. But my personhood, my character was all muddled up and all scrambled up. So I had to go through lots of psychology to settle it down, because it kept trying to make non-duality help the person or fix the personal life. So it had to be an understanding and a reconditioning of the person. I'm totally not against that.
Have you had experienced physical pain during that process, Lisa, during that transformation?
Yeah, I did actually. I went through 2 years. I know it doesn't sound very bad pain, you know, you hear some people with immense pain, but I went through 2 years of very severe neck and shoulder ache. And I went through severe emotional pain as well, but I thought you meant physical pain.
I actually meant physical pain like up in the brain.
Sorry?
Physical pain part in the brain.
Physical pain what?
Physical pain in the brain. In the brain.
Did I go through physical pain in the brain? No, I didn't have brain ache. I mean, I had brain ache from too much thinking, but I didn't have brain ache like, you know, when I fell over and hit my head and had concussion and had like headaches and pain for quite a few weeks.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. How do you say your name properly? I'm not very good at...
You could say just Ali.
Ali. Ali, yeah, lovely to speak to you, Ali. Really beautiful questions. I enjoyed that. Thank you.